So for my internship, I was at the Marilyn Denis show. If you don't know what that is, it's a lifestyle television show hosted by Marilyn Denis, who has been a radio host and a television host for several years. So I was really excited to be a part of this show and to be able to work on it, especially to get to work with Marilyn because she's been part of the business for so long. So it was really exciting, but I was also really, really nervous before I got my internship. So I think one of the things that I would say to people looking for their internship is do not get discouraged. I got discouraged very easily at the beginning when I was looking around and I didn't think I was going to find anything, and I actually went for my interview at the Marilyn Denis show and I was very upset when I finished. I actually didn't think I was going to get it and I ended up really crying and being so upset. But then I got it and I was so excited and it was such an amazing opportunity, and I'm so glad that I got to work there. There was a lot of really amazing people in the office. There's probably about 30 to 40 people who work upstairs on the show, and then some people who work in the studio. There's a lot of producers, which was really cool because I got to work with lots of different people who produce different aspects of the show. So because the show is lifestyle, there's fashion, beauty, health, food, anything you can think of basically that would have to do with lifestyle. So there was a lot of different producers who I was able to work with, and I kind of got a different feel for who different people were and how they got to work, which was interesting. That was definitely a highlight, and I was able to work a lot with the producers closely, so we got to do a lot of research and help cast different people. So we actually had a lot of guests on the show who were audience members, and we would cast them to bring them in for makeovers or different games and challenges and stuff. So that was really cool. So that was something we got to do that was behind the scenes, and I think it was really interesting that we got to work really close with them and do a lot of kind of work for them so we could see how they worked and how they kind of fit into the show with everyone else. That was definitely a highlight. The second thing I would say, so first, don't be discouraged. Secondly, don't be afraid to ask questions and inquire about different things because a lot of people really appreciate that. So I found out that basically if you ask people about kind of what their role is or even how they got started in the business, they are not afraid to talk to you about that, which was very inspiring for me because it just goes to show that there's a lot of young people that work on the Marilyn Denis show. So it's inspirational to see that people at a young age have gotten a job and are actually working in the industry and doing very well for themselves. So it was really cool to see that people only a few years older than me were actually working on the show, and they would tell me where they went to school and kind of the jobs they did before, which was interesting, and then basically details on how they got their job at the show and what they do on a day-to-day basis. So that was really cool. So don't be afraid to ask people questions about what they do, even to shadow people. I know that you could, at the show, a lot of people were definitely willing to let you see what they were working on and kind of get you to help them, which was really cool. And everyone was so nice, which is amazing. It was such an amazing place to work because the atmosphere was just so positive and everyone was basically friends. It was crazy there. It was people went out all the time together afterwards for drinks and to go to yoga, and it was just everyone there was friends. And it was really cool to see that dynamic and to be able to kind of work in such a positive atmosphere, which was really exciting for me. Even Marilyn herself, I remember on the first day, the other interns and myself were sitting kind of in the office waiting to get some work to do. And Marilyn came in and she was kind of going around to everyone in the office and hugging them and then asking them how their Christmas was and basically just greeting everyone. And it was so cool to see how close everyone is there. And it was really a great place to work because of the atmosphere there. I think that the third point I would say is to definitely inquire about a lot of things and take lots of opportunities. There were lots of things to do at the show. We were able to work not only in the office but in the studio. We got to shadow floor directors and other people in the studio, and then we got to sit in the control room and kind of see how people worked in the control room, which was really interesting. And I think you should not be afraid to take any opportunity that you're given. There was lots of shoots that we were able to go out on and kind of things that they would just ask us, and I think you should just jump at every opportunity available to you and just kind of take all of that and learn from everything that you can. That was something that I learned a lot about being at the Marilyn Denis show, is that there's lots of opportunities and you should basically take anything they give you. Everything, it's lots of fun and it's a good chance to learn something new, and I think that's what I did a lot of at the show, and I'm definitely going to take all the stuff that I learned there with me in the future. And I'm really sad because I'm going to have to leave, but I've had such an amazing time, and I really hope, fingers crossed, that they'll hire me possibly in the future. They don't have any positions available right now, but I'm going to leave my resume with them, and I'm very excited to see what the future holds. So good luck, everyone, and I hope that you guys all enjoyed your internship just as much as I did. Thanks. Bye.